Welcome to Nintendo Ninja News. I'm your host Chris Tysis, and we're here to do the review for Stick It to the Man. It's an interesting game. I like it. So let's just cut to the review and see what I've got to say about this quirky little game. So I got Stick It to the Man review code from Zoink Games, and I was curious to see what this game was all about because I knew they've made some cool games in the past. On previous Nintendo consoles and things like that. And when you go into it, it has a really cool little song. You see the animation. You start to get a bit of an idea about what this game is. And you start off the storyline of... It's this guy who seems to live in a very... mundane life, you would say. Mundane type sort of world, and then he basically has an accident and wakes up with a pink biscotti arm sticking out of his head. Now it gives him powers and things like that, and he can read minds and change his environment using stickers. So it's a very, very interesting sort of approach in terms of using this big hand that comes out of his head, and it seems all absurd and silly, but it kind of works. The music works wonderfully well. I love the intro, how it all sort of sets it up. Lots of little cut scenes and things like that. So this is definitely story based, because you got to listen to the characters, what they say and what they want and desire and things like that, when especially you're reading their minds and using the stickers to help out. So he's sort of on the run for doing something he didn't do, and that's basically what the storyline setup is. Now, the puzzles in the game is pretty good in terms of challenges and things like that. The first few chapters seem to be pretty easy, but the difficulty spike does go up a bit in terms of trying to solve some of the puzzles with the stickers and things like that, and looking for little quirks and that. So you got to put on your detective hat. I thought it was I liked the sort of, I don't know if it's dark humor or anything like that, but some of the characters were a little on the dark humor and things like that. Exploring the different worlds and the art graphics in the background was cool. I like this character. I like this main guy, Ray, because he seems like an everyday bloke kind of stuck in a bizarre, strange, twisted world that he is. It kind of, I don't know, it kind of reminds me of Rocko's Modern Life in terms of there's this everyday guy who's sort of stuck in a bizarre, weird world, and just stuff keeps on happening to him. And it's not really his fault. So the style is very, very strong, and I think that's what I like. And normally I'm not a big fan of puzzle games. You know, I will persist and play through them. But this was a game where I actually felt I enjoyed doing these this sort of game. So that's a big tick for me in that. So overall, Stick It to the Man has great humor, very nice art style that I enjoyed. The gameplay is quite clever. I liked how they used the stickers and the way it worked. The cutscenes are really, really funny. Storyline's good. Purple Longhand is bizarre, but also works. I think for some there may be some issues with cutscene problems and things like that in terms of the length of it. If you're not really into story type stuff and you just want to play, you can skip those scenes. But I think it takes away a bit from the game if you do that. So it's going to be interesting how people will receive this game. So let's see what my final score is back at the Nintendo Ninja News desk. So, what do I give Stick It to the Man out of 10? I say I'm going to give it an 8. I think it's a pretty good, solid game. I don't think it's a 9 quite, or probably not a 10. I feel like that could have maybe added a bit more content here and there. Feels a bit plain. I think some people might rush through this game pretty quick and be a bit disappointed. But I think for its price point and what you get and the value and the characters and things like that, I think it's a quirky game that works quite well, and I think most people will enjoy it and won't mind it. There will be some that will be a bit, nah, it's not my cup of tea. But I think overall it's a great game. It's another great addition to the Nintendo Switch library as it continues to build and grow ever so more. So Zoidberg Games did a great job with Sticker to the Man. I was very, very pleased with it. I will get back into playing it, doing the stickers and having the strange hand thing on top of my head. I hope I don't wake up like that. Maybe get myself a helmet one day. So that is the review, and I shall see you later on.